Candy Danny Games. It's your girl D, and today we are building a split level house. So today, I wanted to play around with platforms a little bit. So right now, I'm just building the frame of the house. It took me a minute because for some reason my floor didn't want to show up. So here you just see me playing around with the build features. I'm not too familiar with the terms. I just be clicking stuff. So y'all, I'm gonna try my best to give y'all a play-by-play of what I do, but this is me just trying to decide what I want this house to look like because it's in the university town and I want this house to be suited for an artist. And I also wanted to play around with the platforms. So I'm playing around with the tools to kind of like make it look interesting. I'm not really sure if this falls in the modern category, but in my mind, it does because it's like a box, a bunch of boxes. So still working on the outside a little bit. I always struggle with windows. Windows are always hard for me. I think windows and roofs. I hate both. Like, I was just talking about that on a stream the other day. By the way, I'm starting to stream on weekends. I'm trying to pick a designated day, but for now it seems to be Saturday. So if you want to check out a stream and hang out with me in real time, I'm over on Twitch. My link is in the description box. All right, so now we're on the inside of the build. Still playing around with the floor and the platforms. I knew that I wanted the living room to be a little sunken in, so that's what I was doing over there in that corner. The entryway is a little weird for me. So here you see me trying to put stairs in because at first I wanted there to be like a clear upstairs, but then I went back and forth between wanting there to be a traditional upstairs with stairs versus a loft area that uses a ladder. So this is me finally making the decision to use a ladder. So I'm still playing around with that a little bit. I'm jumping around back and forth a lot. That's how I build. Sometimes I'll start off on the outside and then I'll go straight into landscaping. And then halfway through landscaping, I'll jump back on the inside of the house. So I'm just weird. I'm all over the place. Hopefully it's not confusing, but it all comes together in the end. So that's good. Again, back on these windows. I told y'all, windows are so hard. So at this point, I'm kind of deciding that I want to tone down the black a little bit. And at this point, I also realized I kind of want to go for a black, brown, wood grain type of vibe. I don't know how to say it. So now I'm playing around with a little more of the industrial type of build items, features. Make it look like, I don't know, more industrial, but also modern. Still that box look. I don't know. So I've been obsessed with planter boxes. You're going to see in my Thursday build for this week that I went planter box crazy. But right now I am making some built-in planter boxes. I think it's pretty cute and it adds some character to the build. I really like mixing up my exterior. I always like to include some type of stone. So I picked this really cool stone to put on the front as an accent. And now I wanted to bring some of those colors and elements inside as well. So you see me playing around with the metal for the ladder and the black color and also this little fence on top of the half wall here in the entryway. Trying to bring in those metals. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to furnish the living room, so you'll see me swapping it out quite a bit. Playing around with it. At this point, I hadn't moved the sim in to play test anything, so I'll also go back and change some things later once I test things out. But for now, I wanted the living room to be kind of light and airy, but I also wanted to keep the theme with the colors and tie the black and the brown elements in. So I decided to go with this rug. I really like this rug. It's one of my favorite rugs in a game. And I wanted to bring some of that outside design into the living room. So I don't know if you all saw me put it on the outside, those horizontal bars. Not horizontal, what am I talking about? Vertical bars. They go up and down, they're vertical. I brought those inside the living room and just used those as some decor. All right, so now I'm still trying to decide on a wood for the floor. I think I ended up going with this light toned wood. Now I'm decorating that loft bedroom. Still wanted to keep some of the same colors I was using downstairs. So that's what we're doing here. And of course, the side of the room opposite the bed, that's going to be the art studio area. So I'm going to put a desk in. I'm going to use those canvas, that stacked canvas type of item that we have. Instead of actually putting an easel in here, I'm going to give them the digital tablet that they can paint on, because the lofted area has a raised floor, so the easels are too tall for this room, and I couldn't figure out another logical place to put it, so I just decided to give them the digital sketch pad. I put some drawings on the wall to make it make sense. I think I'm just gonna throw a cork board on that wall. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, this bathroom had to be redone. It did not work at all. Like, it was cute. The idea was cute, but when I play tested it, it did not work. So I just had to rearrange everything. I'm going to put that clip in the end, so you'll see that in a moment. But now we're moving on to the kitchen. I really like decorating kitchens. It's one of my favorite places to decorate, but it's really challenging to figure out the layout. And this is a very small loft type of studio, whatever you want to call it. So I had to really try to figure out how I was going to lay that kitchen out in a way that makes sense, which also allows me to add a lot of windows for some light. And now this is the dining space I decided to go with. I really struggled to find something to go in that other corner, but I think I just ended up leaving it open in the end. So now we're going to clutter up the kitchen a little bit. And now we're moving on to the entryway. So for the entryway, I realized this house did not have a bookshelf. So we need some more skill building items. So I added a bookshelf in the entryway. I ended up moving the umbrella rack to the other side. And I believe I put a mirror in. Yeah, I did. So I thought that was pretty cute and practical. You can build your skills on a mirror and also with the bookshelf. So now we're moving back to the landscaping. I knew that I wanted this space to have an outdoor element because it's so small on the inside. So I wanted there to be some place to enjoy outside. Originally, I wanted to put a pool in, but it just didn't make sense for this small lot. And also for the idea for the sim that I designed it for. So I went with a patio. I also realized at this point that I needed a trash can outdoors. So that's just me building in a little section. I wanted to be really cohesive with the look of the place. So I thought that little spot was cute for it. And then I wanted to build a fence, but I didn't like any of the fences that the game had. So I actually built a makeshift fence with some half walls, and that's what I'm doing now. And I think it just tied into the build because I used that same stone. And of course, I'm still I'm still planter box crazy, so I'm just adding in some planter boxes, making it fit the design of the original house. And then when I went to go play test the house, I realized that the glitch with the, what do you call it, terrain paint was so annoying. It kept disappearing. So I went back and I just ended up putting a stone type of flooring inside the patio area. And that's what I went with. I was not about to keep painting that terrain paint over and over again. I went back. I went back, and you see now I have my sim in here because I'm play testing. I went back to go play test the features, and y'all, why she died? Why my sim died? See, next week I'm going to be doing a let's play, and y'all are going to see the stuff that I go through with my sims. It's crazy. So we're at the end of the build now, and then we'll move into the screenshot. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on Thursday for another build. Bye, guys.